welcome back to Mother-Daughter Perspectives.
Hi.
I have my mom here with me.
Hi, everybody.
Mom, what's your name? What? This might be the first time they've seen it. They don't know your name.
I'm Valerie.
And I'm Olivia.
Everybody calls me Val, though.
Okay. So today we decided to do kind of like a get to know us video. Getting to know us as a mother and a daughter, but also as a person. So we decided to come up with 5 questions each to ask each other. And my mom hasn't seen my questions and I haven't seen her questions, so this is going to be interesting. So you want to go first?
I guess I could.
Okay.
Let's see. Describe what a true friend is to you. What does a true friend mean to you?
Someone who allows me to be myself. Never asks me to do anything or be anything that I'm not already. And someone who is supportive, who is loyal, and not jealous.
So what if you get in an argument? Then what?
If they're a true friend, we should be able to get past it. I feel like too,
Right.
there's a level of patience with me.
Oh, Jesus.
There's a level of patience you have to have with me. I think because the thing is, I've noticed in my life a lot of the friends that I have, we don't always talk on a regular basis. So for me, it's constantly, if you're checking in on me, if I'm checking in on you, like we know that we're close friends and it's an unspoken agreement. But for people, I've had also friends who want me to talk to them every day, all day, and don't like it when I have other friends. I don't need that in my life, because I want people to want me to be driven to focus on the things that I need to do, and are okay if sometimes I don't always text back well, I'm gonna text back, but text back as quick as they want me to, and things like that.
Yeah, you just described me. I guess we are like.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
That's a good one. When you think about your parenting style, specifically with me, and how I've turned out, so far, is there anything you would have done differently?
I'm glad you said so far, because I'm like, look, you're young. God's not through with you yet. I might be after a while, but no, I'm just kidding. So what was the question again? So would I change?
Said, when you think about your parenting style, specifically with me, and how I've turned out so far, is there anything you would have done differently?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Every child is different. For those of you who don't know, I have 3 children, and Olivia is my firstborn. And I don't know how many of you out there that are the first child, but I know from a parent perspective, and this is going to sound really crazy, but you're kind of the experiment child. Like, and I mean that in a very, very honest way. She was my very first child. I had never had a child before. And my husband and I were married young, and she came a year later. So married at 22, I think I was. Yeah, I was 22. I was a month away from my 23rd birthday, and then I was pregnant at 20. I was pregnant at 23. Yeah, like a year later, almost a year later. So I was almost 24.
That's so crazy to me.
So anyway, we were young, and so young, married, and then new parents. So all of it was new. So, I don't say I would take anything back, because I was right where I was supposed to be, when I was supposed to be it, and the time I was supposed to be it. My husband and I were still learning each other, and then we had to learn each other's parenting styles. Women out there, sometimes we think we know more about raising a child and what to do and what not to do than our husbands. And, we may have a different style, but, our husbands will have their style, or, the child's dad will have their style, and it doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just different. And so we had to learn that about each other. And so I can't say that, there's anything about you that I would change, especially since she's a lot like me, and I love me. I think I'm great. So in that respect, I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, she and I bumped heads a lot, and I think that we are on the other side of some of the, the friction that we had with each other. And we still bump heads. We still get on each other's nerves, but it's not as bad as it used to be because you're growing up and you're maturing, and so I think we're getting on the other side of that and understanding each other better. So no, I wouldn't change anything. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're gonna do later in life as you get older, and what God is gonna do with you. What He's already doing is great, but I'm looking forward to seeing more. So,
It's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What embarrasses you the most in our family relationships? Or your family? Yeah, our family, yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, is there anything that, like, causes you angst when we're all together? And if it is, what would that be?
Yes. You mean like immediate family?
Yeah, us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say the fact that sometimes I feel like I have more of the what's the word? I don't want to say burden, but like I think that sometimes my parents expect the most of me, which is, good because I am the oldest. But at times I feel like there are certain things that my siblings should get an equal amount of because they are old enough. My siblings are 15 and
Well, you don't have to give Jalen the bath
17,
anymore.
8. Yeah, we stopped at like 12, I think.
Stop.
No, I just feel like there's like, for example, I could help like teach them these things, but when it comes to like cleaning, like and sometimes cooking and like things like, I don't know, I feel like if my parents are upset about something, I'm like the only one there, and they're like, y'all need to do this, that, and third, and make sure your siblings. I'm like, what did I say? 18 now, 17, 18, old enough to do his own stuff. But that's it doesn't happen too often. Like I feel like I kind of like talk to him and be like the other day, Dad said something. He was like, y'all need to do something, and I was like. He was like, who you looking for? I'm like, who y'all is? I'm the only one down here.
She just happens to be in the room. Like, whoever is there, if she's smart, she'll hide out in her room like her siblings. And then she won't get that. But because she's there and something happens and we'll see something or whatever, and it's like whoever is there gets the brunt of it. Like, and that's, you're really talking to everybody. Everybody not there, but you're really talking to everybody, and
then they don't
you
respect
just happen
me.
to be.
If I relate a message, it's not.
I didn't tell you to relate a message though.
So how they gonna know if they not?
They'll get the message, but I'm just saying, like at the moment, she always feels like she's taking the brunt of it, that we're talking about her or that she did it, and sometimes we're talking to everybody. And you know what? To be honest. Sometimes I'm not talking to you. I am talking. I'm venting about somebody else and what somebody else did, but she just happens to be there.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So, seeing as how I'm about to be 22, what advice would you give?
22.
I know, right?
Wow. You know.
I know. What advice would you give 22-year-old Valerie, and why?
Ooh. Well, you know what I was doing at 22.
That's something like, that's crazy.
But don't get married.
I ain't getting married no time
because
soon.
I believe that it was the will of God, only the will of God, that is the reason why we got married so young. That is not for everybody. I repeat, that is not normal, and it is not for everybody. What a lot of you may not know is the following year, I lost my father. And then 3 years after that, I lost my mother. And so, I'm not saying that that's why I got married so young, but I think God, He sees things. He knows. He sees the big picture. He knows what we need. And He knew I was ready for family. And, I was very mature. very mature for my age. I've always been very mature. I've always had older friends than myself, and I still, do. So I've always had that maturity. So I was ready, and my husband was ready. We're just different. We're just different, and I believe that was our destiny. But I do not recommend that for just any 22-year-old, because we're very different people from when we were 22. Very different people, and so we had to learn, and we have to learn. We are still learning who we are at the age that I am now. I'm in my 40s. I ain't gonna tell y'all all of it. Maybe one day I will.
So what advice would you give?
So I would say live life. I love how she doesn't allow people to dictate what she does with her life, including, guys that she's dated. I love how she handles those situations. She's not always available for people. My mother used to always say that, stop making yourself so available for these guys, young ladies. So I'm going to pass that on to you all. Stop being so available all the time. Every time they call, you don't have to answer. Every time, you don't have to. So have a life. Live your life. Find a hobby. Do some things. Think about, writing a book. So, guess what? People your age are starting businesses.
That's true,
and they don't always know. They don't always have, gone to school for certain trades, but, it's an idea that God has given them, and so they're taking off with it. Just do it, and then see what happens, And you know what? Even doing a thing and failing is a lesson. It's a lesson. And
I had to learn that.
Yeah, like it's okay. It's okay not to, always do things perfectly, because,
or in the time frame that you thought.
Yeah. Because even myself, even at my age, I feel like I'm behind on some things. But I'm in perfect timing. I'm in God's will for this time in my life. I'm in His perfect will. So how's that being behind? So stop trying to rush, and be grown. Because I think that too. At that age, I think even when I was your age, like at 18, even when I was at 18, things like I was like trying to rush to the next age, or I just wanted to get out of it. So I just wanted people to see me differently and things like that. So I would say, take your time, stay focused. Don't look at what somebody else is doing, because somebody else might have a business right now. Somebody else might be working and doing this and that and other. So you comparing their life with your life. And I would say, don't do that. You have your own destiny. You have your own path to walk, and stay looking forward. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Look forward. Ask God what He has for you, and you focus on, how He wants you to fulfill your life, and not what somebody else is doing. That's the biggest thing, because that's where we get caught up and tripped up at. Yeah. All right, it's my turn for you to ask you. Okay. Now this one is this one I want you to be really honest about, and it has to do with our relationship. I guess somewhat. Be honest. Now, if there was something you could change about me, what would that be?
Mom.
Be honest. No, really, be honest. I want to know. And it, could be whatever,
Okay.
Oh.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble, y'all. No, I think it's something that you've gradually been getting better at, though.
Okay.
So it's not something that, if I had it my way, I want it to be instant. But it's one, and I understand, because we've talked a little bit about it, why you have done it that way. And I feel like I've grown since the last time we've talked about it. So I'm hoping it will change. But, like you, at my age, a lot of my friends are older. So when I hang out with my friends, I have a lot of different rules. And this is a lot of different rules than they do, which can sometimes be really embarrassing. Just because, there's certain things that I want to do, or activities that I want to plan and things like that. And I'm a good kid. I'm never doing anything inappropriate or wild or anything like that. But my parents, they stay up until I get home and things like that. So I'll have curfews.
I stay up.
Well, yeah, Mom will stay up.
I can't.
But sometimes I feel like I feel a little bit restricted, and I feel bad because I don't have a car yet, so it's always up to somebody else to have to bring me home. And we could be having fun and things like that, and it's just like, it does get kind of embarrassing. I'm like, oh, I gotta go home, and then it's like I feel like the party pooper a lot, but I want to hang out with my friends. You know what I'm saying?
I have to admit, I am what you would call old-fashioned in that sense. I do not. I don't look at what other people are doing with their homes and with their families. I only go by what's happening in my house and how I'm led to parent, and my husband is the same way.
And because you live in our home, I can't have you coming in at all times of the night.
Right? No, I understand that.
That's what I'm saying. So
I just don't think it's
like
literally.
let go. Like I don't like you. No, I'm just saying. Like
It's
When you
because
say let go, I don't understand what that means,
Okay.
because you have a freedom. Like, you have freedom. You
when
go
I
out with your
gotta be
friends.
home at midnight. Midnight when I left the house at 10.
Well, you should have left earlier. I don't know what
See,
to tell you.
Mom, I'm about to be 22. Like, it's so embarrassing. You're 22 years old, and you're telling your friends, "Oh, I gotta be home at 11. The party don't start till 10, or we not going out to dinner." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
I just wanna
maybe
be
you
able-
should try talking earlier about it instead of last
I
minute.
can do that. But
Because
I wanna-
perhaps if she came to us a little earlier
Mm-hmm.
instead of, oh, Mom, by the way, tonight or tomorrow I'm doing this, and, I just wanted to let you know, and maybe we have other things going on or whatever. Maybe you come early and say, look, the party starts at 10, so, which means it's going to be really difficult for me to get home by midnight because, I'm riding with other people and it's not even over until 2 or 1 or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what time this party's over or whatever.
I do be
But-
feeling bad though because you stay up. So lately, if I want to go out, I'll try to find a place to just stay, like a friend's house, because I don't want her to feel like she has to stay up until I get home, and I don't want.
I don't feel like it. It just happens that way. I don't rest until all of my children are in the house and everything is locked up. I just don't.
Yeah.
That's just.
But I mean, I understand
it
that.
is.
I can tell you ahead of time. I just want to get to the point where you guys trust me enough, and I feel like I'm doing enough within the household, and
I don't know
taking
that
care of.
it's, but see, it's not even a trust issue.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
You know?
trust me enough to be able to go to you and be like, hey, this weekend, maybe it's like a Monday, I'm like, this weekend, I want to do this, that, and this. I'll be home at this time. Is that cool? And it's like, okay. And then if I'm making sure that I'm getting everything done.
Right.
And,
Right.
Taking care of what needs to be taken care of, then that's that.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem when you, as long as you are taking care of your responsibilities around the home too. Like I'm not saying that's you, but a lot of kids or a lot of young people still living at home, want to have their cake and eat it too. I'm not saying that's you. Meaning that you don't want to help around the house. Your parents ask you to do something and you complain every time they ask. You don't want to, just do the simple things. Take care of your room. Make sure your room stays clean. Some of you all aren't even paying. You're not paying rent. Your parents are responsible for you, and you might have a little job, but your parents are still helping and doing that. So there's a level of responsibility that you have to take on. And here's the thing: you can't be adulting sometimes. Either you want to be an adult or you don't. Either you want to take that on or you're not. It can't be sometimes. I'm grown, and other times you're not. So be careful with your words, young people. Be careful, because at the end of the day, your parents are your greatest fans. We are your greatest fans. We are going to be there for you in good times and bad times. And those little sloppy friends you're going out with, some of them, they ain't going to be there. They don't care nothing about you. Half time they're using you anyway. Some of them. I'm not saying all of them. So all Olivia's friends that hear me, I'm not saying that you're using them. I'm just saying that, at the end of the day, because I've been in your shoes, I've walked your path, I know how these things go. Come on, moms my age. Like, some of the people we hung out with when we were 22 are no longer around. We don't even know where they are.
Nobody can make me do nothing
So.
I don't want to do.
That's true.
I'm just saying, I'm
that's
like
true.
that. But no, I really wouldn't change anything about you for real. It's just when it comes to that, that's the only thing that really frustrates me the most.
I get it.
Okay, next question. In what ways do you think I'm like you, and are you proud of that?
in every way. And parents, we know, our parents always would tell us, your children will be like you. You gonna see. So sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. But sometimes you're looking at your kid and you're seeing yourself in the mirror. And sometimes that's good, like I said, and sometimes it's not always the best. There are things that we could change about ourselves, or we would want to change about ourselves, or sometimes we don't even know, and then we see it in our kid and we're like, oh my God, do I act like that? Mm-hmm. That's just life, the circle of life. And so you asked me if it's something that I would change about.
No, are you proud of the ways that I'm like you?
Yeah, especially the part where she's very strong-willed. She won't. I mean, I saw that at 2. Oh my goodness, this little girl. She's a mama's girl. She really is we're very close. She's always been like that. When she was young, I'd wake up and she'd be in the bed with me. I don't care how much room she had. I didn't even feel her getting in the bed. She was there. She's very mama, but at the same time, she's very strong-willed. And she knows what she wants when she wants it. And she's not going to take no mess from nobody. And I like that about her. I do. And I'm like that too. Like, we just, at the end of the day, we're going to love you. We're going to love hard. We do anything for you. But, you get to, if we can't trust you, if you do something and you break the bond of trust, that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
We love you. We can still pray for you. Mm-hmm. We wish you well. But yeah. Yeah. So I like your will. I'm glad you're strong-willed.
It's your turn.
Okay.
How many more? We got 2 more.
I think my questions just got erased.
No.
When you get to the end of your life, what do you want to look back on and say that you accomplished for God?
That's deep.
I know.
Oh. I've never thought about that. I guess I want to say that I took everything that he gave to me, all of my gifts, all of my talents, all of my family, anything that he's allowed me to create.
Like really, what is that thing? Do you know?
Like if it's a business, if it's.
Do you have a business in mind that you think that you want to do?
I'm not giving all that information.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't want you to limit yourself, right?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm saying everything that God has given to me, I want to give it back to him. So if it's family, if I have children, if I have a business, anything that I've been allowed to birth, any type of employment opportunities.
So am I have one yet?
Maybe.
That's pretty good because she said she wasn't gonna have no children. So that
I have kids, maybe 2, but I want to take those opportunities and that God has given to me and the gifts and talents and everything and use it to glorify him. So in every way that I can, if that means that, like, if I have children, like teaching them, guiding them in the right path and teaching them how to use their gifts and their talents to glorify him. And then in my job, using, what I've learned, my trade or whatever, to glorify God. And I want to be able to look back and say every single thing that he's given me, I gave it back to him. Is that a good answer?
Yeah, I guess I asked the question because I wanted to make sure that you understood that the sky is the limit and that whatever you birth is already birthed in heaven. It's already done. Just trust God. I just want to make sure that you didn't, because sometimes it's hard as a young person. You can have dreams, but you think that's all it is. And the truth of the matter is that you can. You can. So never give up on your dreams,
Okay.
So.
Okay. What frustrates you most about yourself and what do you like most?
I would say lately, but I've gotten better because I've really been praying about this, that sometimes I have a critical spirit, even when I don't speak stuff, in my own head, I'm talking to myself. And I criticize stuff in my head. I know that sounds crazy. I'm not crazy, y'all. But, and so everything, everything, it doesn't have to be criticized. It's not always about a person. It could be anything. I don't know. I just wish I wouldn't be so critical about things, and just take things for what they are, And what was the other one?
What do you like the most about yourself?
I like that I'm independent minded, that I was going to say I'm not a follower, but I do follow leadership. I do follow directions, they are at work, or church and things like that. I do fall under. I don't have a problem with submitting to leadership, but I don't need to have a lot of people in my life to feel fulfilled, to feel like I have purpose or whatever, that, I'm not, I don't need to be popular, I don't feel the need to just have a lot of people around to feel like I'm something, because I know I'm somebody, God created me for a great purpose, and so I'm really, I love myself in that way, and I love the strength that He's given me, that He's put inside of me. And to be honest with you, I would love to help other people get to that point where they're not validated by people. That burdens me when I see people get their validation because they've been invited to a party or a wedding, or they don't get validated when they're not invited. That they get upset because they're not invited somewhere. That I was invited last year. I don't understand. It hurts to see that. So yeah, that's what I like about myself. I love the strength that I've grown to. So
yeah, you have one more question, I think.
I do.
Yeah, because I have one more question.
Okay, let's see. What did I do with my questions again? Outside of our family relationships, who's had the most influence on your life, and how have they influenced you?
Okay, so most people will answer this question and they would say somebody that's influenced them by doing something amazing, by doing something powerful, or something like that. I would say it's not just one person, but a group of people. Not a group of people, but a few people. Friends in my past, specifically girlfriends. I've had friends who have done me wrong, done me dirty. And I think before I was so open, I was so trusting of people. And for a long time after I dealt with somebody that I was really close with, I felt I shut down. There was no friends coming into my circle. That was it. Especially girlfriends. I did not trust girls. Like, that was it. I was done. And I think that had the greatest influence on me, because after going through a whole period where I felt like I couldn't trust anybody, that I couldn't trust women in my life, I started to realize that I have to be the one to teach people how to treat me. So I can't allow for, and that has been a huge lesson in my life, because there are so many people that if I didn't learn that lesson, that I probably would have let take advantage of me. And so I think that learning that has let me go farther than what I could have ever imagined, because more so, instead of depending on my relationships, I depend on myself. And I love that I have friends now that I've been able to say, hey, I trust you, I love you, and I know that you love me, and it's sincere and it's genuine. And
have you had any disagreements with any of those friends?
Yes, no,
that's the test, y'all. That's the real test.
Yeah, no, I have, but I've been able to open myself up, and I think that's been one of the greatest lessons I've learned, and it's been life changing. So yeah, like, the people that have influenced me most are the people that have done me wrong, because in a sense, you can't say that the thing is, at first you blame yourself. But one thing I did was not blame myself, but say, how could I have changed the situation? How could I have made things differently so that I'm not hurt in the long run? And yeah, so that's what's influenced me. Is that a good answer?
Yeah, that's a good answer. Something to remember is even people who have done you wrong, you've had close relationships and things didn't work out. It takes two to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of us, none of us are perfect. All of us have had something that we contributed to the problem.
Yeah, true.
And so not only do you look at your mistakes with that person, and their mistakes and what they did to you, but just like you said, you evaluate how could I have done things better. We're strong-willed, and sometimes we may say things in a certain way that people might not understand because of how we say it, you know. So we can learn a lot about ourselves in relationships, even if the relationship is done, you know.
Yeah, and I've taken that with me through friendships and relationships.
Yeah,
everything.
all relationships.
Everything, and it's helped me a lot. So,
That's
I have
good.
one last question. What is one thing you wish you could have done in your life but never did?
Ooh, oh my. Well, my life is not over, so.
So far.
Why you plan on me going somewhere?
No, Mom, I'm just saying, or
okay.
like you wish you could do in the future, or you want to do that you've never done.
Wow. I don't know if I told you this, but I used to want to be an actress.
Yeah,
I really wanted to be an actress. I do understand that that was not God's will for me. But I did. Like, I'm an arts person. And I wanted to act. Oh, you know what it is, though? I love that industry. I hate that I hadn't, that I kind of gave up on that. Remember I was telling you about some people think about certain things as dreams and just not thinking they could achieve that. I think I was there. I think that's why I'm able to say that to you all, because I wanted to be involved with writing. I wanted to be in filmmaking. I wanted to be a producer. I wanted to be able to produce films. I wanted to do commercials. Like, I wanted to write the commercials and I wanted to cast for them, you know. And even thinking about that now, y'all, still excites me. And it's something I feel like is too late, you know. I feel like, you know, you got to be young to do that. But it's not true. I'm still learning, y'all. I'm still learning. God's still working with me. And I know it's not too late. But I feel that, you know, I still kind of feel that. Like, I look at, you know, some of the filmmakers now and I'm like, I could never do what they do. But it excites me to hear about it. It excites me. Remember when we went to go see Ty Tribbett when he was, what show was that he did on BET? Like, when Bobby Jones had done, he had taken.
Wasn't.
I forgot the name of it. I bet you all know the name of it. I can't remember.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we got a chance to go see him film that, one of his shows. And so we're in the studio and I'm looking around at the cameras, and I'm looking at like the producers in the back, and my heart is beating. So I'm like, oh my God, if I only had a chance to be able to do that, if I could just, you know, if I could just go back and turn back the time, I would have. I was a communications major. I was like right there. Like, I wanted to do that, and so I still get excited when I see it, when I'm in the environment. I guess I just don't even know. There's so many other things that I know I'm supposed to be doing, you know, ministry-wise too. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to, you know, fit that in, or I don't suppose that that's just, you know, in the plan for me right now. But you never know. Yeah. You never know what could happen later. You know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, that is the end of our video today. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes, this was fun. I hope you all learned a lot about us, or at least a little bit more about who we are. And that's why we wanted to do this Q&A, just so we could kind of share a little bit more about who we are. And so we enjoyed it. And
let us know what else you'd like us to talk about.
Yeah.
You'd like us to bring on the show. We're going to have guests at some, at some
Yeah.
points.
You can email us at motherdaughterperspectives1@gmail.com to leave your suggestions or ask questions. And if you made it this far in the video, put some heart emojis down in the comments. We want to see you guys interacting with the video.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you.